Hey guys, this is Benjamin Von Wong, and today I'd like to give you a couple location lighting tips, as well as, yes, finally, a quick Photoshop deconstruction that shows the importance of getting rid of distractions in your shots. While touring through LA, I was asked to shoot some nifty shots of the Trio di Niku. They were looking for a very clean and simple style of imagery, and had chosen the LA Disney Concert Hall as the best possible location. Only problem? No professional photos allowed. This meant that we were going to have to be fast, mobile, and sneaky. My solution was to gather a small army of amazing fans and photographers to play voice-activated light stands using nothing more than bare-bulbed speedlights, an Elinchrom Ranger, and a white t-shirt as a diffuser. This way, if security showed up, we would look anything but professional. Now, I love using flashes because it allows you to carve out your subjects. Making do with what you have is a skill that you will always need at any level. In the first image, we use a t-shirt as a diffuser to help create the equivalent of a big fat softbox coming in from the left of the image. In the second series, we simply bounce the flash off the wall where Robert over here was hiding to create this little corridor of light, adding just enough splash of light onto our subjects. And in the final, we got a little fancier and placed speedlights all around our models to make them pop out and give the image just a little bit more depth. Check out the difference without flash and with. Crazy, eh? Now, I'm sure most of you are actually more curious about the Photoshop side of things, so let us hop over to that, and I'm going to show you guys the importance of removing distractions. Check it out. Alrighty guys, so here we are in Photoshop now, and I chose this image because I really like how it came out. I think that the image is extremely readable. Our three characters just tell a story, and really the whole thing just looks like a painting. And the reason it looks like a painting is actually because there are no distractions in the image. Everything just looks a little bit too perfect, and I kind of like that. It gives a little bit of a magical feel to the whole thing. If I toggle the before and after, you'll notice that, well, the lighting is nice, the characters stand out, but it's just not enough. There are so many distractions in the image, so suddenly your image, despite the fact that you have these beautiful lines, just becomes a lot less readable. Things like the security camera over here, the grid, the lights on the floor just serve no purpose. So really what I did was kind of go through the image and clear out all of the details one by one. The first step was to get rid of all big distractions like this over here, the security camera, the grill, these weird objects, just kind of cloning them out really quickly. The next step was to kind of smooth out the floor, add the lines back in because I kind of deleted them, and finally curves, contrast to give a little bit of depth to the entire image. Now, I'm sure some of you out there are just like, well, Ben, all you did was do a Gaussian blur and get rid of the floor, so it looks terrible. And actually, no, I did not. If you look into the image, you notice that there's still a whole bunch of texture in the flooring. So how did I do it? Now, I actually used a high-end beauty retouching technique, also known as the frequency separation technique. So I'm gonna have a little bit more information on the blog for you guys who want more of a step-by-step approach, but I'm gonna run through it real quick for those of you who are a little bit more tech savvy and want the too long didn't read version of it. So what I have over here is that I have the original image. I'm gonna kind of duplicate it twice. Now the reason why I'm actually duplicating both of these layers is because I want to separate my image into two separate layers, a color layer and a texture layer. So the color layer is actually going to be defined by the Gaussian blur, and the value that I kind of chose was 70 because I thought that that would really give us the best value to get rid of all of these distracting details. There's no magical formula, but you kind of want to find that value that is just enough to get rid of all of the distractions that, well, you're trying to get rid of. From there, you take the second layer, which in my case is original copy, and we're gonna do image, apply image, subtract the blurred layer, in my case original copy 2128 at 2128. So these are the magical values. I do not know why they're like this, but this is exactly the settings that you need to apply, and you throw that layer onto linear light, and then suddenly you have now created a carbon copy of the original layer, except that your textures are now on one layer and your colors are on the other. What this means is that if you kind of throw a layer in between both of them, you can now paint in a color to your image, a tone, without affecting the rest of your image. So now suddenly you can smooth out the entire flooring without affecting any of the texture. Magic! Now, another thing that I found useful is that you'll notice that right now, well, we have this texture over here that we don't necessarily like. So how do we get rid of it? Well, the method that I've come up with is to kind of use the clone tool over here. I'm using current layer and simply cloning texture that you want onto another area. So suddenly you have a smoothed out floor. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out the Trio de Niku's Facebook fan page. They've got some amazing samples of their work out there, and they've been playing in the background this entire time. And please let me know what you thought about this entire Photoshop deconstruction thing by just leaving a comment somewhere. So like, comment, subscribe, and new videos coming out hopefully every week for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time.